Hi, I'm Ty, and I'm on a mission to grow as much as I can here at PDX Garden Home, a half-acre urban garden in Portland, Oregon, Zone 8B. I pursue this goal to donate harvests to food pantries, establish the capacity to feed my family if ever that's needed, and of course, for the love of gardening. I'm lucky to have found something that gives me joy and provides a bit of service to my community. Come along and let me show you what I've been up to this week. I have to admit, I feel myself slowing down in the garden with all the rain and cold we've had here in Portland, Oregon. The fall rainy season is definitely here. It took until the end of October to get here, which is unusual, but it's here now and it's making everything wet and messy. There's not enough light for anything to really grow much now. It seems like the plants that are here and established are just kind of staying put. The garden is flooded, and that combined with the lack of light impacts the various plants that are out here. The winter squash and bean plants are turning brown. They're withering. The tomato plants are just looking sick. And the greens, like kale, they just aren't growing much. This week in the garden, I continue breaking down pallets using the reciprocating saw. I've got a lot of wood that I'm collecting here. Beyond that, I potted up some more veggies for my experiment of growing some winter crops in the greenhouse. But my main project was cleaning up outdoor pots and planting tulips. I just got started on that this weekend, and I'm setting up 4 pots in front of the greenhouse for spring. I don't have as many tulips as last year. 300 or so here from Rosengard, which is a website, tulips.com. They're relatively near to us, located up in Washington. I got an awesome surprise this year when I ordered the tulips. Rosengard threw in some bags of extra tulips with a note asking to hear back when we see them in bloom in our area. So I'm definitely planning to participate in that, and I appreciate getting the extra tulips. I've also got 200 tulips from Costco, a combination of pink and dark purple. And then we've got the tulips saved from last year, which I would say there's maybe 150 to 200. I usually put all of the saved tulips out on the street side bed. It's kind of like curb appeal. There's a random mixture of different varieties and colors. There's no theme to them because when I pull them out of the ground, I don't track what kind of tulip they are when I pull them out. And you may have seen in my spring vids that tulips are a favorite of mine. I've discussed in those previous vids that they don't typically come back the next year as strong, but I've had pretty good success in saving my tulips. So we'll see how it goes as we do it again here. With the 300 bulbs from Rosengard, 200 from Costco, and 200 or so that I saved, I'm planting around 700 tulips. But not all this week. I'm afraid of the squirrels digging out the bulbs. There's all kinds of advice on YouTube and message boards about putting gravel in the holes or various spices you can throw down there. Another common strategy is covering the holes with chicken wire. That feels impractical for my 700-ish bulbs. I know it's not as large as some that are planting thousands of bulbs, But to be messing around with chicken wire over every planting area and putting gravel in all my beds just doesn't feel like it's the right answer for me. I'm hoping that I can just dig the holes a little deeper and that'll avoid the squirrels. I know there's other vermin that could get my tulips, but I think in my case, in the prior year, it was squirrels. While I'm planting these pots, I'm also taking the opportunity to refresh them by pulling out all the dead stuff, any weeds, and then putting in more potting soil. I did a small harvest this week. You know, it's ironic that I'm still getting a harvest of some cherry tomatoes, albeit unripe. But they're starting to turn, and they'll reach their red or orange color on the table in the potting shed. I say it's ironic because I'm not getting harvests of my cold-tolerant greens. It's just the lack of light. In the greenhouse, on the pepper front, I've got a bunch of jalapenos, some habaneras, some actual habaneros, which I harvest mainly for the color of it. I really don't like to eat peppers that spicy myself. And I've got some shishitos too.